button has been pressed.
Squee.
Do it.
When we last left off, the director was throwing darts at a picture of Team 9.
All right. So,
Jeez, for fuck's sake, all of you.
all right. So, hi, welcome to Fringeworthy. This is Bruce Sheffer. I'm your GM. With us this week, we have Chuck, who's playing Indrani. We have Jason, who's playing Kid, who's currently off screen. We have Kaitlin, who's playing Valentina. We have Ken, who's playing Mark. And we have Pat, who's playing Alpin. This mostly what we went over the last session was the general timetable of events that happened on this world. So I'm going to make a quick summary of that since it's in my notes right here in front of me. And so anybody who's come on late, and especially the two players who weren't with us last time, can basically get up on that. Now, of course, in your case, Pat, Alpin doesn't know any of this because he's off with the fighters for the free Oceania. So, all right. So the timetable is in the 1970s. There was incontrovertible evidence of the damage to the ecology of the surface due to mining, use of chemicals in farming, and a cancer surge due to airborne, waterborne, and foodborne pollution. This was countered by paid studies by the involved industries and corruption in growing bodies. So protests over the ecology began in the universities. Then in 1980, we had the crash of the pollinators. So they're basically all the bees and such things like that just died off, went extinct. All right. So the government gave emergency visas to immigrants to hand pollinate essential crops, root vegetables, leafy greens, and self-fertile or wind-pollinated crops that were not affected by this became to predominate in farming. So yes, you can have your corn. So, however, this also came with the rise of eco-terrorist groups with the Earth First agenda, who started attacking corporate processing plants. The extinction of the whales produced more of these groups. Larger military fleets were developed. Advances, to guard, shipping concerns and such. Advances in nuclear submarines also happened to fight these groups. Then, in 1990, countries began to ban surface mining. Corporations turned to the oceans, but only 20% of the ocean floor has been mapped at this point. So they had to figure out something, how to do that, other than right there next, as they had been right there next to the continent. So drone technology advanced to map the ocean floor, but it was limited primarily due to the pressure of the ocean floor and trying to get a good reading through miles and miles of water. So in 2000, in a surprise move by a scientist named James Eden, was the release of a discovery of an undersea dome with a mathematical formula that, when applied, allowed the pressure of the ocean to be turned against itself. And therefore, submersibles could travel to the bottom of the ocean with the same internal pressure as sea level. This location became the international trade hub of the undersea territory of Mariana, and the dome was called the Trade City of Neptune. Well, undersea development exploded with prospectors of dubious skills and equipment trying to find locations of ore, especially uranium, and all relying upon this pressure shield. The pressure shield works well with the smooth transition of pressure. However, explosive transitions could collapse the field, crushing the person or vehicle. On the plus side, the energy cost for the shield is low, and as a matter of fact, it can simply be run with batteries. Stronger fields can resist explosions better, but require a lot more energy and are reserved for secure vehicles, military vehicles, people that are going to be using, expected to run into explosions or have to do surface to depth transitions very, very quickly. All right. So that brings us to the trade city of Neptune, where all this Neptune, which is at about a 2,000 foot depth, and the and who have basically you've been brought by the peacekeepers of Neptune to the mayor, who has basically passed this information on to you. Okay, so
and we went and saw the park with the obelisk or whatever, the pyramid of knowledge, and then we touched the wall, and we scared.
That's right.
Valentina, when she touched it, we all, well, actually, it was unintentional that the guards screamed, and I grabbed her sides and made it went, ah. And yeah, it was funny.
Right. So in the wall feels very much like
solid.
The hydrostatic dome that is on Earth Prime, where the portal was discovered. The portal in this world is not at the same location. And according to them, there were no buildings when it was found. It was literally just a dry seamount with this particular obelisk. Though it was a four-sided pyramid, much like a four-sided die, and much like the shape of the crystals that you guys use whenever you're trying to manipulate portals and such.
So was it a five-sided pyramid or a four-sided pyramid?
It was a four-sided pyramid.
Okay, so it's
just
got
like
three.
The four-sided. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's not a three-sided pyramid either.
All hail the pyramid.
Well, the four-sided die is only three sides and then one on the bottom. So
you can believe that if you want.
All hail Giza.
Oh no,
Bruce.
We actually did get down and basically bowed to it. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Bruce. We did that too.
Yeah.
All the reporters were watching.
Bruce.
All right, hold on. Yes.
Was I here for last session?
You were not here for last session. You were with Pat fetching your wife.
Were picking up Vanjie.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's why none of that sounded familiar.
You too.
Right,
okay.
And that's why I just told it to you.
Oh, sounds good. Okay, cool. All right, continue.
Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Okay, so Pat, in fairness to your character, I think we should start off with you talking to the gentleman that basically has
kidnapped.
Well, liberated you from the clutches of the mayor and the evil and his evil corporate overlords, and is wants you guys to, if possible, ally yourselves with the free people of Oceania and help bring more legitimacy to their particular fight. And of course, if you could provide resources of any kind, that would be great too. He doesn't understand the issues about the portal or not. All he knows is that you guys are from another world, and that sounds like useful allies.
And I pointed out in training that if a warp occurs under the ocean, it creates the bubble. So
yeah, that in fact is not true. So I didn't correct you at the time. No, it's not true.
Does it?
It says it does.
No, it doesn't.
I thought it'll normally move to the surface, but I don't know if we know that yet.
Yes, exactly.
So do we know that yet?
I don't think so. But you might. I don't know.
Hey,
hasn't come up yet. I would say, let's see. Are you lucky? You're lucky. Okay, yes, you do know. You do know that that a portal that is flooded, everywhere there's a portal, if it gets flooded, then the portal will move to the nearest dry location.
Then why didn't the portal in Antarctica move?
Well, probably because it also had a electrostatic dome. So if you turn on the electrostatic dome first, and then you activate the portal, then maybe then it should appear under the electrostatic dome. Also, the one in the Antarctic is a full ring station, while the one that you came through was a warp.
We've never seen another ring station other than the one on Earth so far, right?
There are other ones, but most of the time you find warps.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not sure why that is. It's possible it's because they're more covert.
Cheaper to build.
Maybe it is.
I don't know.
I know the answer to that question, but I'm not going to tell you. So, all right. So back to you, Alpin. What do you have to say to this gentleman?
So, what is your name? What do I call you?
Okay.
Hey.
I am. Yes. I am Udo Sinclair.
Udon?
Voodoo that voodoo.
Maybe you'd be named Pierre or something like that.
Latrine.
Well, it's not that surprising considering the fact that a lot of the development of the undersea of Oceania, of what they call Mariana, was done with oil money. And so the Persians, the Persian state was the primary push for that, and their close ties to the Americas and other places. They were able to basically bankroll a number of commercial nuclear submarines and so forth.
Okay, so
it's amazing when people think that the surface still uses a lot of oil. All right,
right,
but you really can't use it down here.
So where exactly did you take me from?
I took you from I took you from the undersea city of Neptune.
Interesting.
Okay, that's where when we heard about you guys, we decided to preemptively invite you to be with us. Unfortunately, you were the only person we could liberate. The rest of them are still in the evil clutches of the mayor.
What is it that you require of me?
Just your goodwill. We don't require anything. We were hoping that we could become allies, and that you, being that you might be able to suggest some courses of action for us that might make our case better, and in the eyes of the world, and also against the combined military of a number of superpowers. We'd like nothing better than to eliminate us, but they can't, because we are the grassroots. We're the workers. If they want their mines to operate, if they want their survey vessels to work properly, they can't just eliminate us. So secrecy is very important with us for that reason. So, because they could theoretically, and it doesn't keep them when occasionally they think they have found a cell of us to go in and destroy a number of residences, small settlements. Of course, those settlements are reliant upon, they also have the energy fields to protect them. They don't benefit from the gigantic dome that covers Neptune. If only we knew how to create one of those, it would really be different. So, our situation is precarious.
It definitely sounds precarious. Yeah. I don't know, unfortunately, how to create one of those. hydrostatic domes.
It's a hydrostatic dome?
I think that's what it's called.
Sounds like you're familiar with it more than we don't even know what it is, other than the fact is that, you know, scientists have said it's not the same as the field that we use to turn the pressure against itself on our vessels and our dwellings. And
I only know of it because there's one on the world that I trained on.
And they called it an electrostatic dome there.
I do believe that's what they called it.
Interesting. Okay. Well, thank you for that piece of information. So, how can we convince you to to provide aid to us, or at the very least, not to provide aid to the or trade with the superpowers of this world unless they give us some autonomy and recognize our right to exist separately?
Well, honestly, the only way I can even do any type of trade with you is pretty much impossible, because the only portal that I know of to get back to my people is where you kidnapped me from, or rather, where you rescued me from.
That is correct. Well, even so, okay, we always intended on returning you there. So, but I'm sure that there are things that the mayor and other people are going to want you to provide them, or I mean, being that you're from other worlds, there might be some advantages you have there that they don't have here. And if you were to place conditions on them to receive them, such as us getting our independence and so forth, then that would be a great boon to our cause. Because otherwise, we're talking about a long and very bloody conflict. Eventually, we will be free.
We shall be free.
He says with the clear eyes of a true patriot to his cause,
or a fanatic.
Zealot.
Zealot. Thank you.
We definitely do not want massive bloodshed. That benefits no one.
I agree.
Well, it benefits the bandage company because they make a lot of money.
Yeah. So do we have an accord?
I would have to speak with my compatriots.
Okay. Let us decide on a code word that you can, because I'm sure that you can, at least if nothing else, get on the cameras and speak to some people. And if you use the code word, we'll know that you are in fact throwing your support behind us. And if you give us another code word, it means that there's nothing you can do and we're on our own.
Okay.
So what code word would you like to use? Something that would be unusual but natural for you to say.
Dragons.
Dragons?
Dragons.
And what does that signify?
The world that I come from has dragons.
No, I mean, does that mean you're going to aid us or not?
If I say dragons, then it means that there is something bad going to happen.
Okay.
What is
bad
something good
for us, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. But what word do you want to use to indicate that you as a spokesperson for your world is going to throw your support for our cause.
Popcorn.
And what word are you going to use to say you're not going to support our cause?
Well, gravity.
Okay.
Gravity.
Okay, then. All right. Is there any further questions? Any questions I can answer you? And of course, any of the things I just told you, you can certainly ask him about, and he'll be glad to tell you basically the same information. The history of the world is no secret, other than unless you're somebody who believes that there's Star Council and other things like that.
I will just get caught up on what you went over with the rest of the group the other day.
Is there anything else you want to ask about that I didn't cover?
I'm actually going to ask them if they have any museums in this area.
This is actually a mine, so no, we don't have any. Though, museums are things that normally you would find in the surface world.
Okay, what about any strange gemstones?
Strange gemstones. I can't think of any. I mean, of course, if they haven't found a diamond mine under the ocean as of yet. Though I wouldn't be surprised at some point they might, considering how wide the oceans are, and anywhere near the tectonic plates, there might be.
Quick question then. Our team has two of the stones. Who has them currently?
We have one. We have one and the orange one.
I thought
that's two.
Last I checked, I thought you had one, Alpin.
Okay, I wanted to make sure on that.
And the one you have is the orange one, I assume.
No, we have a brown one.
Yeah.
And the orange one that we borrowed because we heard it was a dome, so we thought it might be something we need to explore.
Right. So Alpin has the orange one.
Does he? Okay.
Yep. Let's go with that.
Because he says he has one.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only two.
I ain't got one. It's not written on my sheet.
Then fine, I have the brown one.
Am I able to use the orange one to find other Fringeworthy?
No.
Just the key, as far as we know.
As far as you know, its only purpose has been to operate certain devices.
Okay.
I mean, if you take an orange crystal and stick it into a pylon outside of a full ring station, it just sits there. It doesn't actually do anything. But the other crystals, like the brown and such, they actually can actually change the warp. Like it can take on and off the rainbow fringe. It can change the security setting for the portal, and things like that. And of course, the ability to detect Fringeworthy, to detect portals, things like that. And the other abilities that people have discovered about the Fringe Pass. For example, rotating the fringe pass.
Okay.
Skipping, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's it for me. You can switch back to them now.
all right. Well, okay. All right. So are you going to request that they return you to your group as soon as possible, or are you
I'm going to
see
give
more
it.
of see more of Oceana?
I want to see more of Oceana first.
Okay. All right. He will definitely go and show you you know, like the mine that you're in. It's uranium mine, by the way.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, there's lots of radioactive thingies around here. Ore. By thingies, I meant ore. So, and there's a lot of vessels that literally what they do is that they fill them up with the ore and then they rise up to the surface where they offload it onto other surface vessels who then take them over to wherever they're contracted and where they can be refined down to reactor grade uranium and possibly more. Most of the the vast majority of the uranium is going to be used in reactors, and by reactors I'm also meaning the ones that are powering these undersea installations as well as submarines and other things like that. Okay, so I mean an actual submarine, the nuclear fission powered reactor in a submarine can be quite small. If you've seen K9 the Widowmaker, I was surprised at how small it was. K-19.
They all wound up equally dead.
Yeah.
Hey, they survived to the end of the movie.
And then they all died.
Well, everybody died sooner or later. All right.
Yeah. Life. You never get out alive. You never get out of it alive.
Okay, so I'm going to move back to everybody else then. So
All right, cool.
you've gotten this info dump from the mayor, and you guys went off and checked out the portal. That was like the next day. You guys had, and to remind you, you're staying in some corporate apartments, which are actually inside the main administrative building.
Cool.
And you went out to check to actually touch the dome, and nothing happened when you did that, other than it was cold. Yeah.
I do have a question though. What are these resistance fighters fighting against? I'll ask one of the guards or the mayor or whoever was assigned to talk to us.
I was about to give
The ones that took our compatriot. Mm-hmm. What are they fighting against? What's their? I don't know. What's their
ideology?
You said they want to be free, but free from what?
Free from being ruled over by. They want self-determination. They want basically they want to conscript all of the undersea facilities and things like that have been made by many countries and many corporations, and just basically say, okay, it's all ours now. We'll be glad, we'll run them, and we'll sell the products of our labor up to the surface world, and they feel that working for these corporations is against their interest, but they don't want to just go back up to the surface and live their lives. Okay, they feel that they have a manifest destiny. It's a very socialistic.
I'm going to say they don't feel like they think just because they work there they should own it.
Yes, pretty much.
Interesting.
They think they should own the
undersea.
No, but they should own the means of their labor. In other words, yeah. like it's not enough that they get paid. It's not enough that they get provided with dwellings and things like that. Now, of course, they do sign long-term contracts, so to break those contracts would be tantamount to impoverishing themselves. But they chose to do that, even though in some places of the world it's not a nice place on the surface. Food is, food is not tight, but it is regulated. We're still, we're still recovering. It's been, 40 years since the death of the pollinators, but we're still, in many ways, the world economy is still recovering from that.
All right.
I mean, you may not know it looking around Neptune City, because Neptune City is one of the most prosperous places certainly in Oceania, if not in the world. I'm sorry, not Oceania. I meant Marina. Yes, he's not going to use that term. Oceania. That's the terrorist term.
Yeah.
Terrorist term. Yeah, is there.
If you use it, the terrorists have won.
There's some similarities to some of the things that happened in the surface Middle East, where groups of people felt that they had their homeland taken from them, or they deserved their own homeland, and they were willing to fight for it, and
right.
as long as they don't get in the way of trade, I say screw around and find out, because there's plenty of corporate investigators out there trying to root out these malcontents and agitators. Smart people, work hard, earn money, live a better life. That's what I'm all about.
It's essentially a labor dispute.
It's a labor dispute, but also a dispute of self-determination.
My homeland
something
had a similar situation.
Now, you lost your pollinators on the surface. Are there like a lot of ocean creatures that you also lost because of pollution?
Well,
yeah, we lost a lot of creatures along the coastlines due to pollution. So we lost the reefs. We lost a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's one of the things I was wondering about, because corals have been a problem on our world, losing those because of global climate change.
And did you solve that problem?
No.
Yeah.
But we're not in your situation yet, though. Like I said, I mean, we could bring you, insects.
Great. Yeah, if you can bring pollinators, we'd love to see them.
It'd be our pleasure.
We would, we can, we have huge, I say huge. We have large agricultural domes that where we're growing crops, and if we were able to have pollinators, it would definitely increase the varieties of food that could be produced. And,
wonderful.
Of course, when the pollinators died, it was devastating to the existing ecology up on the surface. So, unfortunately, most of the surface is basically corporate farms, government-run communes and combines and such. Yeah, there's.
Let's see. Indrani pulls out her notebook.
I mean, it's better that than just to let the land, go to waste. Better that she grows something, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are not wrong.
So pollinators is a very important need for you.
Yes. I think that would be something that would really show your world's desire to have positive engagement with our world.
Yeah, they probably have a lot of crops that they just can't grow easily, partly because of that.
Yes.
Yes, that's why they're
they can find some like seeds or something that they need.
Certain things literally have increased in price a tenfold because they literally have to be hand pollinated.
Yeah.
There's other things that are pollinated by the wind and or they're root vegetables, plants, or they have runners and such, and they don't require pollinators, and they're just fine. But we've lost a lot of species, plant and animal species that thrived off of those. There are no more hummingbirds.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard they were awfully pretty.
Yes.
Video,
yes.
I think.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, cute little things, but not important. They're not important to the global food supply. So.
Yeah, they weren't much to eat.
Yeah. I've read stories where supposedly people would feed, it would eat thousands of hummingbird tongues in a single meal.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't believe that actually ever happened.
Canning hummingbird tongues.
Have you actually eaten the hummingbird, Kit?
No. They're just so
Me
small.
neither.
Think about it. The wing that you would get off of that thing would be.
The amount isn't the point. The point is that it's so hard to get. It's an act of conspicuous consumption.
It's like, have you ever smelled mothballs?
Yes.
Yeah.
How'd you get their legs be apart?
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's disgusting. That is, even for you, that's bad. Even for you,
Bruce. I'm gonna. When we get to look things up on the computers, because we did have a chance for that. I'm just gonna look up a bunch of like common fruits and vegetables and see is there any where it says that they're missing.
Okay. Well, okay. They don't really have AI. Okay.
Right, but I mean, I can say, onions. The last onion was, eaten, 30 years ago.
If you want to go and start typing in words and say, what's the global supply of this or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, onions, probably just not a couple of dozen.
Definitely exist. Beets exist. Like I said, anything that's any kind of a root vegetable exists. So onions, carrots, radishes, all those kinds of things. They all exist. Okay. I myself don't know all the commercial plants, as in food plants, that rely upon pollination. You can look it up.
I mean, figs used to be pollinated by special fig wasps, although they bred, varieties of figs that don't need that anymore.
Okay.
There's.
Well, they may or may not have figs as a result.
It was a native bird called the dodo, and they found out eventually this one tree, it would only the seeds would only germinate if it passed through the digestive system of the dodo. So they didn't have any new trees for about 400 years until they managed to find a similar bird and plant it in the island. I think that's true.
Dodos are extinct on our world. I mean, I hope we can find them on some other world. Like you can get our insects, we can get dodos.
Mm-hmm. I remember reading about Team 6 gathering passenger pigeons and Carolina parakeets.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you don't have passenger pigeons.
No, they're probably gone here too.
No. basically, this world seems to be very similar to your world up until like the 1980s with the crash of the pollinators. That seems to be one of the big the big point of divergence on this.
Yeah. Now, are they sure that it's just a natural process caused by pollution? Because pollution can do that, but like pollution does a lot of stuff. If it's just that, it may be like some kind of different cause.
Well, we'll ask if they've lost New Orleans yet.
Well, you're welcome. You can certainly read all the reports of DuPont and other types of organizations that completely debunk the idea that their products had anything to do with the death of the pollinators.
Our internal watchdogs.
But other groups felt that they did. So I'm not in the position to go and I'm not bad mouthing anybody. Okay, I'm an administrator, and my job is to make sure that the various products, the various minerals that are being mined on the ocean floor get processed and sent up, or and the food is basically sent out to these various installations, and of course and that's as desired by the corporations. They don't want people going directly to these various places, and delivering their food and such, because they feel it's better if it goes to a central processing area like Neptune City. So
Neptune City.
You guys might think that maybe they want to control the food supply, but that's up to you. He's not saying that.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. We're not going to get a straight answer from anybody, really. So that's kind of the question.
No, not really.
Is what they really,
we will bring back insects that will begin to replace your pollinators.
Wonderful. That'd be great. Is there anything that we can provide your world that would be so we can get a trans world? Because obviously, since you say the portal is here and it can't be moved, this is going to be the hub of that activity. Yeah. So I'm very much interested in anything that we can provide to you guys that you don't have.
But something that I was looking at is popular culture, because it diverges on a lot of worlds, but we haven't found very many worlds in a similar enough time period to ours that they might have popular culture that's related to popular culture that would be popular in our world.
Oh my word, that's rather insightful. I
looked up,
Mark.
Remember I looked up Monty Python and James Bond?
Oh, really?
I've never heard the word popular said so many times in a single sentence.
Yeah, I know. It's like it was like how many times can I shove the word popular in this one sentence?
Popular,
just
or music.
Yeah, I mean, you will
TV
find
shows, movies.
Right. So you're gonna find all kinds of differences. Like I said, things, movies where the stars aren't the same. Lots of movies where the stars are the same.
Very, very interesting.
Right, and as I said, we don't really have many worlds like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is an unusual thing that you have here.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, that's great. I mean, certainly we would be glad to. I don't
know what your copyright laws are, but.
Well, I mean, we have
probably the same as ours, I would think.
And corporations are very strong, are very insistent about copyrights and intellectual property and trade secrets and all those things. So as long as you respect ours, we will definitely respect yours. So now, we'll have to discuss it. So therefore, we'll probably be discussing the get you hooked up with some corporations that'll discuss licensing between our worlds. So that you will license these products to our world, and then they will distribute them,
And
and
there's probably
collect the
just
profit from that.
There's probably just some things that you might have just by chance, because you might have discovered them like before we might have discovered them just by coincidence. Like some things just take a long time to discover. Like it took us a long time to figure out how to make blue LEDs.
What's an LED?
Oh, I point to the one of the lights on the side of my laptop, which is probably for a modem or something, but it must have an LED there. LED is a light emitting diode, which is a type of device that produces light from electricity, but it produces light without a lot of heat.
Oh.
And we use them in devices like this.
Well, we probably
we make the screens is actually LEDs.
You may have some advances on that, and we might have some advances on that as well. I mean, we have all. I mean, there's all kinds of lighting when we're on, and of course under the ocean, just because you have a nuclear pile doesn't mean that you want to use up as much power as possible. Any ways of conserving energy during the extraction process of minerals.
Right. What I'm saying is that
it's be useful.
Yeah, even our technology levels are pretty similar, but as I say, just by chance, there may be something that you may have discovered that we haven't, because you got a world of things, so there's got to be something.
Yeah, I'm sure. How do you propose us finding out what those things are?
By, I don't know, do you have printed encyclopedias?
Yes, we have many encyclopedias.
Oh,
of course.
Send us an encyclopedia, and our scientists could read through it and see what they see.
What do you use for memory storage on this planet?
We use we use 9-track tape. We use hard drives.
Solid state.
They
optical drives.
I mean, there's CDs.
CD. Okay. Yeah.
So.
Can you do you have like a history of your world and your information that we could take back on CD, say, like a 400 CD set?
It's probably not compatible with our stuff. That's why I was asking about a paper encyclopedia.
Yeah.
They're not going to have paper, dudes.
Why would they have paper?
Because you need lots of timberland for that.
Or hemp.
We also have plastics, and there's other things you
plastic
can make
paper
out of. Yeah.
Plastic paper.
Right.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you have like a world almanac, maybe it would be a lot smaller.
You and your world almanac. No, I think you would really.
Have you invented writing?
I think you really want something more expanded. He says, I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and we'll go and send somebody over to pack up a world almanac from the local high school and deliver it to you, and you can take that with you and figure out what you think we need, and then you can come back and maybe also figure out what you want from us. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Sounds like a
seems fair enough.
Hi, Charlie.
Yeah.
And we got to find our kidnapped partner.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, we'd like him returned to us, if we can.
I mean, these guys don't have him.
I would do something about it.
We got to find him.
That's why I said.
But unfortunately, we're still waiting for their demands for ransom or whatever. I expected them to demand some ransom, but they haven't done so. I'm not sure why.
3 fish fillet sandwiches.
If we do, once we do rescue him, or however, we of course would immediately send him on to you, unless of course you happen to be here, or anybody from your world happens to be here. So I wouldn't concern yourself over that unless we hear back from the eco terrorists. But in the meantime, I think you should just concentrate on our relationship between you and the city of Neptune. How's that sound? Okay. Now what? Yeah. Now what you find is that the one thing that is different is that it doesn't seem like there is a they didn't have the computer revolution that you've had.
Okay.
All right. They don't have an internet.
I thought they did have an
Oh.
internet, and that's what I looked at the other day.
No.
They have BBSs. Is it like the beginning of an internet, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's corporate, there's corporate agencies will talk to each other, and there are scientific it's like a RAPNet, if you're not familiar with that.
Yeah, I know what it is.
ARPANET, yeah.
But it's never been something
ARPANET.
that's been made available to
Right.
everybody. Okay.
Okay.
It just it seemed like the sort of thing that just encourages people to foment against their existing governments and such. So they never built the infrastructure for it. So, but they do have cable and at least 20 channels with movies and things like that for people to entertain themselves with, and of course plenty of news from the approved sources and corporate information. There are other channels that are leased by the corporations themselves that are only available through special decoding to people who work for them. But yeah, it's kind of like that. It's a lot more like Russia than it is like the United States. Does that make sense, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when you talked about things like music and CDs, they do have those, and they burn, but they don't have like rewritable CDs, and they don't have burners for CDs. At least they're not supposed to, because all CDs are supposed to hold copywritten material that you have to purchase, of course.
Piracy is outlawed.
So you also don't have VCRs.
Oh.
Yeah. So
probably have video players, but no recording.
Yeah, I would say that they have them, but they don't, and they would probably have video stores for them that but yeah, video players for sure. Video recorders, that just seems like you're asking for trouble.
Have they ever? Are their CDs compatible with our machinery? I mean, probably not, but
Probably not,
just in
yeah.
case.
No, probably not. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't go and take a CD, map it, or on a special recorder,
or we could take one of their players.
Yeah. And figure out what the format is, and then write a translation program that would allow you to run the head of a normal CD player on that between the two different formats. Sure. Yeah, you're going to find differences. This world isn't exactly the same, though. Its history is very close, up until, like I said, the 1980s.
All right.
And as basically when the ecology started collapsing, the corporations, basically said, "Look, we'll help you. It's not in our best interest, for people to die and bad things to happen." So the corporations and the governments kind of, got a lot closer than they seem to be in like our 80s and 90s. Like I said, the ecological movement got very nasty. So it's always been kind of a radical organization groups and such. So it's not nobody they didn't have a May Day with a popular singer getting everybody to basically recycle their plastic bags. Because they're like, well, what do you want us to do? Cut down trees?
Okay.
Cut down trees.
All you eco-terrorists, you want us to cut down trees? No, that's what happens when you don't use plastic bags. But we'll take your plastic bags back and we'll shred them up and give them back to you as stuffing in your in your quilts and stuff. For of course for an appropriate price, because plastic bags just raw materials now.
Right.
Have they figured out how to mine landfills? Which they're already sort of doing a little bit these days, but
I would say no.
So there's still all these big, places full of materials that they just leave there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And around the seamount, there's probably a number of dump sites that they take ships out and just dump garbage there.
Mm-hmm.
The earth is your ashtray.
That's right.
All
right. So, anyways, sometime later, they'll bring in a whole bunch of boxes full of a whole bunch of heavy books.
All right. Very good.
And the encyclopedias are, as I said, they're printed primarily on plastic. Okay, they do have photographic plates, as in photographs that are bound into them, actual photographic paper with the emulsion and stuff like that, for certain things that are really important, like the faces of government leaders and such, corporate, And
so, all in all, is the corporations doing better than the governments before, or is it worse, or just as bad, or?
I don't know how to answer that question, because the corporations
is the
were
Earth,
doing fine.
Is their world recovering at all in the 40 years?
According to the corporations, yes.
Okay.
There is the United States, as far as you know, if you look into the thing, there was no EPA. The corporations said, we're better able to now that we know there's a problem, we're better able to police ourselves than you create some kind of watchdog agency, to do that for us. So,
and this is all
we'll submit, quarterly reports on what we've done to improve things.
And this is all basically just corporate propaganda. I mean, it's not like an outside group has looked into it.
Anything where they could actually improve things that improve their bottom line, of course they did.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there is a little bit of vested interest. You don't want, if you're Georgia Pacific, you don't want all the forests to die. That's how you make your money. Mm-hmm. Off of trees.
They're pretty okay with strip mining and clear cutting.
Yeah, but see, and the problem with strip mining is that they strip they go and do that, and then they go and they plant saplings and things like that, and spray plants and grass all over the place, so that the soil doesn't just run away with the next rainstorm. And they say, done, restored, even though it takes 20 years for soil to actually develop into anything close to a real soil.
Right.
So yeah, you got that going on too. So the forest. That's why when you went to the place, they said, look, we're we will we'll charge you by the minute for crushing the grass and sampling the trees and things like that. I mean, they're all, it's all, this whole park was basically underwritten by a particular company. that probably is a big agri-food industry. So you got this spend time. You just sit on the concrete, okay, or you can go and frolic in the grass. But if you frolic in the grass, you got to pay for the privilege.
Right.
So,
the ConAgra Park.
Right. But
and,
the point is
and
that
the Dow Chemical Movie
Right.
Theater and the.
I mean, grass is something you put in. You put into a little container in your house instead of just to make your cats happy. It's actually a form of ornamental type thing. Okay, it's not
Reach
something that
out
just grows.
touch grass.
Yeah. Yes, and oh yeah, that would be their slogan. Everybody should touch grass. Of course, you're going to have to pay for it when you do. So yeah, all the forests are managed. There's probably only in the most obscure places like the middle of the Amazon basin, are there unmanaged forests. So, of course, people grow plants and certain things in their homes as a cottage industry, because you produce like lemons, and hey, you can sell those things for $5 to $10 a lemon, or you can get artificially flavored lemon juice for a buck an ounce down at the local grocery store. It all depends on what you want. But authentic food is definitely higher priced.
Soylent Green is people.
Organic.
Just remember, everyone talks about the Soylent Green, but there was also Soylent Red and Soylent Yellow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But that was from the book, though, where it wasn't people, right? Did they have the colors in the movie?
They had the colors in the movie.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
they did. Okay, and in the book, Soylent Green was not people. Okay, yeah. It was they had a 2-hour movie, so they had to really kind of like make things real dire. It was just Soylent Green was from the plankton. Okay, but like Soylent Red was like vegetables, and Soylent Yellow was basically a processed starch, a cracker, essentially.
So no people were ever eaten in the original Soylent Green?
Yeah, it was the book from Harry Harrison called Make Room, Make Room.
Oh, is that what it's from? Okay. I never
read
it.
It's a good book.
I will. I like Harry Harrison.
Yeah.
El Rato.
I'm huge fan of him. Yeah, Slippery Jim DeCrease.
Yep.
Anyways, so now you've got yourself an encyclopedia. You can choose either
or almanac. It's a little smaller.
What's that?
A World Almanac's a little smaller, like between this.
Oh, we got ourselves an encyclopedia.
Oh, we did? Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, we got a walking talking one.
Yeah,
an almanac is like a paperback version of a Cliff Notes version of.
Well, it has a lot of prognostication in it too. Has a bunch of facts, but I mean, you can find the same facts that you'd find in the encyclopedia. Encyclopedia has like 50 volumes in it. A through Z, and sometimes it's like A1, A2, and then after Z, you've got like yearbooks where things have changed since the last time it was published. And as you go through the encyclopedia, you'll find little pieces of plastic that have been glued onto the pages saying, see so and so, in this chat, in this yearbook for additional information because things have changed. Or it changed enough that they made it was worthwhile writing an article, at least in the eyes of the people who produce the almanac. So yes, you have this nice, trying to remember the Encyclopedia Britannica is the other one I remember, but World Book. It was World Book Encyclopedia. So this is probably World Book just because. So yeah, you've got all that. If you want to go and get to work trying to scan it, or you could just take it. You could take it home.
Yeah.
Take me home tonight.
Scanning it would be pretty hard.
Oh,
I don't even
wow.
know if we have scanners in our equipment, and it doesn't sound like they'd have them here.
We have
Oh,
scanners. I've
Why
3D
wouldn't you have
printed
scanners?
most of the party.
They're just
Pardon
waiting
moi?
for our brain.
I wanted to see if my microphone was working,
Yeah, well,
if you're paying attention.
My God, man.
we're
Those-
paying attention. You're just
Those bioprinters are getting more and more adept every day.
God.
print me a liver. Anyway,
Yeah.
okay. Well, have since this is how many days after the attack has this been?
This has been like 2 days.
Have they gotten any leads on where?
So far, they've
Alpin
received
is?
no demands or whatever for the release of Alpin.
Oh my goodness! They just ate him.
Well, do we
They
know
wouldn't
where
have eaten
the...
him, would they?
There's no evidence that cannibalism is a larger group than is on Earth Prime.
Well, do we know
Not
where...
0%, but you know.
Do we
I'm
know
not
where
saying
their
it's
cities
zero.
are?
The
Do
possibility
we know
is
where the...
low.
Ugh.
Sorry.
If you're talking about like various mines and things like that, there are a number of them that are well known. There are others that are wildcats. They're just people out there trying to find strikes and then dig enough to, as they say, find color and then come back and try to claim it. With the various
Okay.
whoever is the corporate hegemony that is overseeing Mariana.
Okay.
So, and mostly what it is like you find a strike, you bring it back, and you sell it to a corporation, and the corporation there and then goes and continues developing it. There are some people that want to develop it for themselves purely, okay, and they're keeping their strikes quiet. Trying to amass some real a lot of pitch blende or whatever. I mean, it's possible they could find all kinds of things. Manganese clusters, gold, anything that's of value, is valuable. Chromium, any kind of strike like that.
That's something would be very useful to us, because if we know where these things are on your world, we can look at the same place on our world, and maybe that there's manganese there.
Okay.
It's amazing what you can get when you filter seawater.
Manganese.
I mean, if it's just filtering, yeah, but even then, filtering technology is good.
Yeah, well, especially once you license the pressure resisting technology that we have.
All right. Bruce, I asked the guy, I said, where's the nearest underwater city from here?
Well,
this is
like
the
I
only
said,
one.
well, I mean, we don't really have cities like this. This is a very large very large place. Okay, there are much smaller ones, like I said, where domes the size of, let's say, what would be an old style sports arena.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's some of those. All right,
Well, if I were them, I would take them to a place where they control it, and it would have to be fairly nearby. So I think that's where we should start looking.
Okay. So, Okay, I assure you we are looking at any of the nearby places, but I mean, I guess you know, I mean, is there some way that that we could track your? Does he have any technology on him that would allow us to identify his location?
Oh, we all have communicators tuned to certain frequencies. Communicate. We all carry communication devices.
Yeah.
If you get close enough, you could communicate him on that.
Well, if we had some way of sending a signal outside the dome, then we might be able to find him. Or if he's being held in the dome, I don't know.
Well,
He's not in the dome because we haven't picked him up on his radio. So
right. Unless they have a jammer or something, or they've removed his radio.
Well,
I
it
can
seems
try to look,
unlikely.
but my range is only about a mile.
Yeah, well, this dome is only a mile across.
All right. Okay, let's try that then. Let's see if he's in the dome. All right.
No, you've already tested it. He's not here.
No, he's not within a mile of here. He's
Right.
outside the dome.
Yes.
So
We firmly believe that.
okay. So where would be so he must be in a nearby dome. He must be in one of the domes,
That's
one of the Oceania
possible.
domes.
That's possible. That's possible. It's just that there's uh, there's a number of mining sites and other concerns relatively nearby.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I'm just saying is that we are but since you mentioned the fact that he does have some communication equipment, now if you were to send a signal to it, would it automatically um, send the signal back, letting you know that it was in communication, or would he have to turn it on? Could it be turned off?
It's
I mean,
always on, from
okay.
what I understand, and we
Well,
could
then
use
that sounds like the issue.
triangulation.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me go ahead and bring in Sergeant Blake, and he can take you out on a cruiser, and you guys can try to find his location. And if you do,
Okay.
we can bring a strike force against that location to rescue him.
All right.
All right. So all right, so he goes and he basically picks up his phone. He says, get me Sergeant Blake. Sometime after that, Sergeant Blake shows up. Says, sir, yes, sir.
Hmm.
And he was Sergeant Blake, by the way, was in charge of the vehicle that you guys were in that got
Okay.
attacked but not captured.
Back in a sec.
Really?
Hey, Bruce,
Yes, sir.
is there any way that they could take me to the surface to see what the surface looks like?
They could. I mean, any submersible can go to the surface.
Would they be willing
It's the
to?
same. I mean, it's just inside these things that are protected by these shields. It's the same sea level pressure. So I mean, it's just a matter of just going out and going up or down or whatever. That's the beauty of this technology. Is this something that is considered to be like impossible to do, or it requires very advanced, vehicle construction? Literally, you can do with practically nothing. I mean,
Would they be willing to?
it. Yes, I mean, if you request it, they will do that. It's just a matter of, yeah. I mean, the, I mean, they were basically, talking about,
And we're back.
sneaking you back into the dome. But if you want to, if you want, they can release you up to the surface, and then you can just putter your way across the surface until you find somebody, and then get rescued.
That actually sounds like a good idea because that'll give me a chance to actually see what the surface looks like in person.
Okay, sure.
Also, do they have? Do they have scientists among them that know anything about the bubble technology that they've got?
No. This technology was developed over 20 years ago, and in some of the big universities by that James Eden, and they, as soon as he developed it to the point where it could be a commercial product, then the big corporations just started producing, initial survey vehicles and things like that. So we don't have scientists that are experimental. We have lots of people who understand it, who can fix them, and the electronics that are part of them, and they make sure that they're properly attached into the hull of the ships and things like that, so the ships work and don't implode. The shields don't fail, but it's more of a as they say, it's more of a aquatic engineering, electrical kind of skill these days, and we definitely have those people.
I'm just wondering if I can get a diagram or whatever to take back with me to our people to see if our people could modify it.
Sure. We have we definitely have basic instruction manuals for repairing some of the vehicles we have. That would include the shield. So wiring diagrams and such. Now any specialized electronics we really can't say to that, but and that will be on the vehicle that will release you to the surface in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So all right. So what they do is that they basically put you into a small vessel who's has some external like grabber arms and stuff. And they tell you that this is designed primarily for the purposes of following the cables from the mine all the way up to the surface, where there's a communication buoy, and it's used to make sure that that is in good shape and stuff like that. Okay, once you get to the surface, are you trying to reach land, or are you just trying to go to another?
Reach land.
Oh, okay. So you actually want to go to the shore.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So it says, all right. Well, we'll give you a compass heading that you can follow. All right. And the ship itself doesn't have a whole lot of oomph to it. It's got but like I said, once you get to the surface, we appreciate you move away from this location. Okay, you can start broadcasting on an emergency band and just say, hey, I've been, I've escaped and I need someone to come rescue me, and someone will definitely come to you quickly. Probably an aircraft. If you try, the ship will have about a speed of around about 20 knots. But it is going to run off of battery power, so it's only going to have about 8 hours of propulsion. So just so you know, it's that's if you do run out of battery power for the thrusters on the vehicle, don't worry, because the battery, the life support battery power for like the lights and heating and of course the radio, that would be a separate battery.
Okay.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Okay, well, like I said, we'll be listening for the feed from Neptune City, and certainly any of the major the major news news channels for you to give us some information. Okay,
Will
let
do.
us know what your plans are, and we want to tell you that we appreciate. We look forward to like working with you and with your people. We hope that you're the kind of people that understand that it's better to live free than to be under the thumb of tyrants. So, which is what we are now, though it's a gilded cage for a lot of people, especially the ones in power.
Oh yes.
Because they'll take you when they take you around to see the mine. You can see that the mine is it's hard labor. It's people, the dwellings are tiny that they live in. The air quality is not great. It's obviously they're getting most of their air through hydrolysis.
Okay.
Okay.
And what kind of pay are they receiving?
What kind of pay?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically what you would consider to be slightly better than minimum wage.
Okay.
Not the kind of pay that lets you like retire
Yeah.
to a nice retirement. This is
Yeah.
basically this is a world where they crush the unions.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, it's kind of like coal mining. I mean, it's just like this mine is being run very much like a coal mine would be in Kentucky.
Okay.
Back when there were no unions. So they right, and it's one of the reasons why people are willing to shelter them. The freedom fighters is because they're hoping that they're going to be able to get them a better life, or I should say, a better future. There's also some strong possibility that these people are not being protected well enough, and they're going to come down with cancers of various kinds.
Right.
Yeah. So, but they do have some equipment. They do have masks, but how well are the masks maintained? How often are the filters replaced?
Also, since this is a uranium mine, what is their birth rate and death rate like?
Well, it's the birth rate and death rate are not are pretty comparable to what they are on the surface, but the incidence of birth defects, if you know what would be a high birth defect rate, would you?
I have to look it up.
I'm talking to Alpin here.
I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just saying is that you can ask the number, they can tell it to you, and you can find out later whether that's actually a high birth rate.
Right.
I mean not a birth defect rate. But no, they seem to take great comfort in their partners. So it's like I said, it's very much of a working man culture. Whatever, there's lots of work hard, make a better life for yourself. Get your pension. In 20 years.
If you survive 20 years.
If you survive, yeah. And of course, it may be that once you get your pension, you're not going to outlive it very long because that's the whole thing about Social Security. It was always designed for people to only live a couple of years after getting it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
So it's these pensions are usually designed the same way. So but you also they're also constantly being flooded with pretty ladies saying things like, that you're making it possible for people over the world to live better lives and to reduce our reliance upon foreign oil because this particular one that you're in right now is not from the Persian conglomerate. They're from someplace else.
Right.
So
okay.
But as you may not know this, but in our own world, the Mediterranean is actually not the major producer of oil.
No, I think it's South America, isn't it?
It's actually North America. Canada and the United States together produces a lot more oil but the oil is the same. The oil that we produce, we don't refine. We buy crude from overseas and refine it. So,
yep.
So it's but they also are using a lot more plastics than we did.
Right.
So I would say that probably this corporation is probably being, this particular installation is probably being run by the Rockefeller Corporation.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, so they go ahead and they put you in that and they send you up to the surface and you get up to the surface and you're bobbing around up there. Okay. And you look around and it is, it's a pretty high sea out here. It's pretty, but you can see the buoy, slowly rising and falling and water splashing around it. It's got, stabilization built into it all. And it's broadcast, it just broadcasts basically a ping. And if any of these corporations are trying to talk to their parent corporations on land, then of course they're sending information there too. Like I said,
well, I'm gonna follow the heading that they gave me and move away from the buoy.
Okay. All right. So you do, and as you go, like I said, it's you have a range of about 160 miles before you run out of power because it's around 20. You're moving around 20 knots an hour, and you've got power for like 8 hours. As you do, you can see that there are other radio signals coming from various places. I don't know if you're familiar with how the track distances based upon the strength of signals and such.
No, not really.
No. Okay. All right. That would be basically a basic technology check if you because we're using Savage Worlds. So. All right. Okay. So you mostly this kind of thing, by the way, I rely on your backgrounds as to whether you know this. But anyways, so okay. All right. Actually, about 7 hours later, you can definitely see something that looks like an island rising up from the water over the horizon.
Oh wow!
I'll angle towards it.
Okay. And as you get closer, you also start seeing some vessels moving around, not submarines, but actually service vessels.
Right.
You can see buildings, you can see trees, you can see it's fairly mountainous, but not terribly high. Anyways, so you see that over the white caps as you're moving along. So do you wish to just keep going, or do you want to try to contact anybody on the emergency?
Actually, I want to keep going. I will try and contact somebody after I beach the craft.
All right, give me a pilot check then.
I do not have piloting. I do not have
So you're going to
driving.
be, well, you're going to be rolling at a -2 then.
Yep.
A D4
What,
-2 and a D6 -2.
All right. That would be a 3.
Okay, so you end up basically beaching somewhere along the coast of this island and not actually going to a dock or a marina or anything like that.
Good.
It's really hard to miss an island. Okay, so it wasn't that hard.
I was aiming for the beach. If I would have
you succeeded. You succeeded. And by the way, this beach is not a nice beach. I mean, I'm sure there's some really nice beaches, in one part of the island, but mostly what you're hitting is basically just rock, stones. It's a place you might go out and throw a line into the ocean, try to catch a fish, but you wouldn't. It'd be sharp, jagged rocks and things like that.
You wouldn't want to swim here.
Well, it would be dangerous to swim here. A lot of a lot of undertow and other things like that. So so you basically push this thing forward until you basically go aground in the rocks. You are 40 feet from the actual shore. So if you want to, you can get out of this out of the ship.
Yeah, I'll get out.
Okay, and try to swim for the shore.
Yep, will do.
And I believe this is an athletics check for swimming.
All right. Agility or athletics? Okay, I do not have athletics.
No, there's no athletic skill. It's swimming.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In this model, in this
I
edition,
do not have swimming.
Which is
then do the swimming check at the -4 and at the 4 -2 and the D6 -2. And I really suggest you make this roll though. So you might want to use your bet. If you fail it, I roll some bennies.
I exploded.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, exploding is bad for you. Unless it's your dice.
You mean your dice exploded.
I rolled a 9 -2, so 7.
7. Okay. So you managed to, swim to shore, drenched, of course, they gave you some basically some warm overalls to wear because it is cold in the ocean, especially at depth.
I do have my hard armor.
That doesn't protect
okay.
you from cold, I don't think.
All right. No, yeah, sure it would. Okay. What?
I said, yeah, it would.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, anyways, so you're. I would assume that before you do this, you snap your helmet down and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So you get to shore. It was a tough swim because the suits aren't greatly designed for swimming in. So, anyways, it's you managed to get to shore. Not doing tremendous damage to your suit, scraping over the rough rocks and such, and stagger up on to the shore and sit down onto the beach, as you said, the hillside, and looking around, and again in the distance you can see that there's some vessels out there. None of them seem to have noticed your vessel, but they will probably notice it sooner or later.
All right.
It's also possible that when the tide comes up, it's just going to get washed back into the ocean.
That is fine.
Okay. So if you get up and start looking around.
I'm going to walk towards where I saw civilization.
Okay.
To freedom.
Walking further up the hillside, you come to a road. Nice single lane blacktop, which seems to be hugging the outside of the island. And you can start following that.
Yep.
After 1 second here, let me check this. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So it's big. All right. So yeah. Okay. So after 11 miles, give me a luck check. See if you have to do the whole 11 miles.
5.
5. Okay. All right. So you instead of 11.
Worth it.
Oh well, not much better. It's 10 miles. After you walk 10 miles, somebody basically pull a truck, comes along and pulls up next to you, and this guy rolls down his window, and he looks over at you, and he says, "Say," he says, "you don't look like you're from around here."
Boy, you sure got a pretty.
No.
He says, "Can I give you a ride to town?"
Sure, I'll take a ride.
Okay, so you go and you just go pull the door, the door latch open, get inside this guy's truck, and he says, "Well, welcome to Kodiak Island, Alaska."
Oh, so it was freezing water.
Are you a Ruskie?
No.
Okay.
He's a washout.
We don't get them very often, but sometimes we do.
No, I'm from a bit further away.
Oh, Canada?
Yeah, we'll go Canada.
Okay.
Canada.
All right. Canada. Well, as I said, welcome to Kodiak Island, Alaska. Let me go and drive you downtown then.
I appreciate it.
All right. So he drives you on down. He looks at, he basically pulls up, and he looks at you and he says, "Say, you look like you could use a meal. Have you eaten?"
Cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee?
Not in probably about 8 hours or so.
Okay. You got any money?
No. Nope, I was kidnapped and dropped off somewhere.
Okay. Well, he goes and reaches into his pocket. He pulls out a billfold. He says, "Here's 50 new bucks. You can get yourself a cup of coffee with that."
I take a look at the money.
Okay. So,
what's it look like?
It's a pretty color, and it is. I believe it's
like Canadian money.
Yeah, I think it's owned by Canada.
But Kodiak Island is an American state.
Is it still American?
It's American.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it depends on your world, but
all right.
The Aleutian Islands are American.
All right. Okay.
Yawn.
Okay. Yeah, it's not going to be him. So, who's the?
Can I just mention, by the fact the man wasn't even phased? When you said I was kidnapped and dropped off somewhere?
Yeah, it has the face of somebody you may or may not recognize. Give me a, I guess a history check.
LeVar Burton.
All right, finally.
All right, a
Director
D64
of
minus 2.
Education. Secretary of
DeVito.
Education. LeVar Burton.
It's Danny DeVito.
Danny
Did you
DeVito.
get it?
Ooh. 4.
4. Okay, you recognize the face as George B. McClellan, who commanded the Army of the Potomac and served as the general in chief early in the Civil War.
Out of game, when I went trying to cheat him, I bought his biography.
They ran through the bushes and they ran through the brambles.
Ah, General McClellan.
Now, you also would know that Ulysses S. Grant is on the $50 bill that you're familiar with.
Right.
Right.
But this is the $50 new buck.
New buck.
Which means the Confederacy probably won the war.
No, he was definitely the Union.
I know.
Okay. Anyways,
and they still say the South will rise again.
And it will.
They definitely still say it.
Yep.
Well, thank you, sir, and you have a great day.
All right. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. You know, and I hope that you fish with whatever bait you're carrying. You're fishing with a. And the police station is right over there if you want to go and give a report about your kidnapping and so forth.
Yep. Fair winds and following seas.
Thank you. I'll be on my way then. And off he drives. There you are, staying there in your spaceman suit. You know, as people wearing as I said, they're wearing a lot of plastic slickers and obviously synthetic type outfits. Are moving around and kind of staring at you, but keeping to their own business.
Well, I'm going to go right for the police station.
Oh, great. Okay, so you go to the police station. All right. And you come in here and here we go. Where are we? Here we go. All right. And behind the counter is a female police officer. And her name tag says Sergeant Ariana Britton.
I would like to report a kidnapping.
All right. Okay. She looks at you and she says, "Has it been 24 hours since the person disappeared?"
Well, I think it's been a couple of days since I was kidnapped.
Oh, you're claiming you were kidnapped?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I assume that she pulls out a sheet and puts it into a manual electric typewriter. She says, "Come over here and have a seat." She says, "Now," and starts, your name.
My name is Alpin.
Okay.
And I was taken
first
from.
Or last name?
That is my first name, and I was taken from. What was it? Triton City?
Neptune.
Neptune City. Thank you.
Take me down to Neptune City where the fish are green and the girls are pretty.
There you go.
I was trying to make a pun with Gil Liddy, but it just didn't work. Anyways, okay, you were all right. This is well. Let me finish. So, Alpin's your first name. What's your last name?
Wixx.
Wixx. Okay. And what is your place of residence?
Not from this planet.
Oh, straight
Yeah,
to
that'll
the
work.
Oh yeah, she
award.
looks at, she sits back and she looks at you and she says,
Are you on drugs?
What particular planet are you from?
Earth.
Earth?
Well,
They're all Earth. You're screwed.
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Your planet is called Cleveland.
Well, no, my planet's called Earth, but everyone else calls it Cleveland.
I see. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And,
It's really a sort of weird world.
All right. And she says, okay. And you were abducted from Neptune City.
Yes.
All right. Do you know the name of the person that abducted you?
No. The vehicle I was in was attacked by a missile launcher. And then next thing I knew, I was encased in some sort of foam.
Mm-hmm.
I was following behind a vehicle that my companions were all in.
Oh, and the names of your companions?
Kit, Valentina, Mark, Indrani.
Mm-hmm.
We were on the way to see the mayor.
I'm sure you were. And you were on the way to see the mayor of Neptune City, and somebody abducted you and encased you in riot foam. And so, how did you escape?
Well, they took the riot foam off of me. And I told them I needed the suit to survive. And I was able to sneak off and steal a submersible.
Okay. And do you know where you were when you stole the submersible?
I have no idea. Somewhere underground.
Underground? You mean?
I think it might have been a mine.
A mine. Okay. Do you know what they mined?
I saw gemstones.
Really? Okay. All right. Okay. So, thank you very much for this information. I will be sure to get this to the detectives. Okay. Is there someone we can contact that would that you might want to know that you're all right, that you've escaped?
Hang on a moment. Do you have a communications relay nearby?
I have a telephone. Is that what you're asking?
No. I'm going to try my communicator and see if I can reach anybody.
Okay. All right. So you're like, hey, anybody picking up? This is Alpin. She looks at you, and she reaches over and pats you on the hand, and she says, "I'm sure that they'll answer very soon."
I swear, if he doesn't somehow
Believe
get
me,
arrested,
I
I'll be
know how
very
this
surprised.
Oh,
stuff.
he's going he's about to go in protective custody right
That's
here.
what
You
I'm
know.
thinking.
Believe
Gotta
me,
put
I
on the
know
huggy jacket.
Yeah,
Put on your
so-
huggy jacket. Yay!
Oh.
So she's like, she waves, and a couple of really burly looking police officers come over and says, "Hey, Mr. Wixx," says, I'm a big fan of yours. Could you come? We need you to come over and speak with the lieutenant. He wants your autograph.
Look, I know it sounds odd. I know it sounds out there. And I know for a fact you don't know me from Adam. And neither does your lieutenant.
Well, you're going to need to come along anyways. We have a nice place. We have fresh coffee and and
No, thank you.
And I'm sure we can find you a snack and want to get you out of that uncomfortable looking suit you're wearing. Just
Actually, it's quite comfortable. Thank you very much.
But you need to come along with us now. Are you
Why?
going to cooperate?
Why do I need to come with you?
Because I'm telling you, you need to come along with it. It's just procedure.
Procedure.
Mm-hmm. Ariana goes over and pats you on the hand again. She says, "I'd really appreciate it, Mr. Wixx, if you do that."
Oh, you think I'm crazy?
Oh,
I think
no,
it's not the operating word.
Not me at all. But I think you've gone through a really traumatic experience. I mean, abduction is terribly traumatic, and I just think that maybe you need a little while to realize that you're safe now. And
why don't you contact
we'll take good care of you. What are you saying, Alpin?
Why don't you contact the mayor of Neptune?
I'm sure the lieutenant will make all efforts to get in contact, with the mayor or whoever else can, get you with your people. Okay.
Why do I not trust you?
Well, for right now, I need to get back to my duties here, and so you need to go with these gentlemen, these officers, who will take you to a nice place for you to wait until we can find out more information.
Fine. I will.
So they basically lead you to a room, okay, and they and one of them stays in the room with you close by, and the other one goes out and comes back in with some coveralls for you to wear, some slippers and stuff, and he says he says you'd probably be a lot more comfortable if you put these on.
No, I'm fine.
And then he goes back out again, and he comes back, and he brings you he brings you a juice box and a couple of a package of Oreos. And,
all right.
Yeah, and a cup of coffee, okay, which is only lukewarm. And he says, "Well, just have a seat there, Mr. Wixx, and we'll get I'm sure we'll have some more information real soon now." At which point the two of them leave, and of course lock the door behind them, and you're sitting in this room that has a big mirror on one side. It's kind of sitting there.
You should drop your trowel and jump up and down and go, pudding!
Oh, no. I'm just going to sit here and kick back. Hands
Okay.
behind the head, relaxed, feet propped up on the table.
Okay. Eat your cookies.
Activate the chill position.
Are you going to eat your cookies?
Nope.
Okay. Because you're probably pretty hungry at this point. I mean,
I actually don't trust them.
Okay, I'm just saying, you walked 11 miles. Okay, and the only water you had was before you left the vessel, and so I'm just saying, you're either you're probably warm in the suit, carrying the suit. It does weigh like 30 pounds, so you hiked 10 miles, and then you got a nice little ride. So you got a little.
Well, I have pouches on my armor, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I'm just going to pull out a thing of my trail rats.
Oh, okay. So you get your get you a K-bar out and
yeah.
Okay, so you're going to start eating your own granola bar, and instead of eating that package of Oreos and the juice box and drinking from the juice box, they're drinking the cup of coffee. All right, time goes on. All right, so eventually, how much time goes on? 4 hours goes by. All right, and eventually, the door opens, and in walks a gentleman you haven't seen. He's got he's wearing a uniform, and it says Lieutenant Cade on it. His little name tag.
Damn. We got
Lieutenant
away.
Cade. And he says, Mr. Wixx.
Lieutenant Cade.
Says, I believe that that an apology is in order. We are sorry that we didn't recognize you when you first arrived, but you understand that there was no reason for us to think that you had that you were not in Neptune City, where the broadcast had seen you last. There was no information about you being abducted, and of course that was a crazy story. But
I agree.
I want you to understand that we have contacted the mayor of Neptune City, and also my superiors, and they're his superiors in the United States, and so we want you to know that we are that the mayor will be here shortly to escort you to more comfortable quarters, if that would be all right with you.
The mayor of Neptune City is coming here?
No, the mayor of Kodiak Island.
Ah, okay. Yeah. That will be acceptable. I understand you're only doing your job.
Thank you, and I hope you I hope my officers treated you kindly while you were here.
Yes, they did.
That is our.
Yes, Mr. Protective Custody.
Yes. Okay. So, anyways, about 10 minutes after that, a elegant-looking woman dressed in an obvious power suit comes walking in.
Is it a power suit or a pantsuit?
It's
Yes.
it's a woman's corporate-looking suit. Okay, that's obviously designed.
Not like powered armor.
Yeah, she does have she's wearing what looks to be like a camisole, on her as a shirt, and she's she has makeup on. She looks actually very upscale, and she comes in and she says, Mr. Wixx, I am Mayor Gail Cameron. I dreadfully sorry that you haven't received the proper welcome to our island, and I'm here to take you to dinner.
Actually, I am quite okay with the welcome that I got. It shows that your people are on their toes.
Well, that be as it may, I would be very grateful if you would come with me, and we'll go to the finest restaurant in our little piece of Kodiak Island, and talk about what your next steps are going to be.
Okay.
All right. So she basically escorts you downstairs. Oh, actually, not downstairs. I don't think this place has multiple. The multiple floors would actually be the jail. So no, you're on the same floor. She walks you outside. There's a limousine there.
Frozen.
There's a couple of people that look like guards. There's a guy who's obviously a chauffeur. Comes over, opens the door, puts you inside. And she comes in and she looks at you and she says, if you like, we can stop at a men's store along the way, and you can get yourself some evening wear.
Let me guess. I'm overdressed?
Just a little.
Oh, that expression on Kaitlin. Oh, sure, why not?
Okay. So she drives you over. You're driven with her over to a men's shop where you go inside, and they very quickly find something off the rack, they find something that you can wear, something that's actually made out of
actual cloth.
It's actually wool. It's actually made out of wool.
Oh, and, wow.
Yeah, it's not
well,
like there
we
aren't
are
any
in
animals.
Alaska.
And it's not like there aren't any animals. It's just
right.
That it's a lot cheaper to make clothes out of oil, in these days. And like I said, oil is actually becoming a bit of a boom town underwater because they can get down to it a lot easier and set up the drill heads and such. But anyways, so she gets you outfitted with that, and first of all, they ask you what shoe size you wear.
I'll give them my sizes.
Okay. And they basically aren't going to give you any underwear, but they'll definitely, they'll pick a shirt out for you.
You don't have underwear?
If you don't know those things, they'll ask you to go into a dressing room and take off your stuff so they can actually measure you properly, which is what they prefer to do. Are you willing to do that? Get out of your.
Yes.
Okay. So take off your space suits, basically your
my armor,
environmental suit, and they'll measure you properly, and then they'll go and bring you back, suit, shoes and socks and shirt and a tie and a jacket, and just basically just outfit you head to toe, with the exception of your thermal it's not really thermal underwear. It's the very breathable undergarment.
Like the body armor type underwear.
It's what's underneath all that. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, they'll basically figure that you want to keep wearing that.
Yeah.
And so they'll just basically put that all together, take your body armor and all that stuff, and put it into a large
duffel bag.
Well, I don't even know what they would put it in, because I'm sure they have some like large zippered bags that they would put suits and stuff like that in.
Well, it's possible they have like sea bags.
No, this place is way too upscale for that.
Okay.
But they do have water proof garment bags.
Right.
You can put all of your stuff in there and squirt it with some deodorizer and stuff like that. So and
I will definitely hide the pistol that I was hiding under my armor.
Oh, well, they'll look at that and just say nothing about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So they'll help you adjust that underneath your suit so it doesn't make too big of a bulge.
Yep.
What kind of a pistol are you using?
It was just the Glock 9mm.
Okay. Does it have a shoulder holster, or what kind of holster does it have?
Yeah. Shoulder holster.
Okay. So they'll just go off and adjust the suit around. They'll probably go out and get you a slightly larger suit than that, just so for that. They say, if you come back later, we can tailor the suit to better to give you a better line on that side.
That sounds good.
Okay. Anyways, so they basically just put all your stuff together, and then they bring you out, and of course Mayor Gale's like, "Oh, how handsome! How handsome!" And you look like $1 million. Even and 10,000 new bucks. Well, I'm sure you worked up a heck of an appetite. Let's go. We're going to go to the yacht club. I didn't mention it before. It is the nicest restaurant, and of course it's members only. But I am a member, so there's no problem there. But we definitely need to get you a tie and a jacket, and before we could bring you in there. So thank you very much for cooperating, and of course all this is paid for. Just bring along your luggage, and looking at the bags with your suits and stuff in. So just and she goes and takes her card and just basically puts it down on the counter, and the guy takes it and writes a number on it and puts it in the cash register. How much it will be presented later to be paid. You can be assured. And anyways, and so she goes back out to her limousine, and they take you down to the yacht club, and you're having all kinds of it's a beautiful restaurant. Nobody knows. People will talk about the mayor. Says, "Hi, Mayor. Great to see you, Gail." A couple kisses on the cheek and stuff. No one recognizes you at all for a couple of reasons. One reason is because you're wearing this really nice suit, and you weren't wearing that any of the pictures that anybody's gotten of you guys. Because you guys.
And they never actually got a picture of me outside of my armor.
That's the point. Yes, you're not wearing your armor, so no one is. And someone does come up and takes a Polaroid of you and the mayor. Okay, and she says, "Here's a memento for you," and then they walk off with the other one and disappear with that picture, and you start having a sumptuous dinner with wine and all this stuff, and there's music being played by a little quartet over on the side, and it's just a wonderful place. And you can see out, at this point, it's it's getting later in the day, and the breakers and all that stuff are going on. The boats are going around. You can see some big commercial boats tied up, on the docks and things like that. Some smaller pleasure craft, some of them looking like submersibles that are actually out on the in the marina. So it looks like there's some little mini yacht submersibles that are out there. So there's a few there's some rich people on the island. And anyway, so she's basically chit chatting with you and making small talk and basically asking you the same kind of questions that the police were asking, but more respectfully, and such, and asking you about where what's life like on your world, and is there anything that you'd like to know about me? She's flirting with you. She's flirting with you.
I will definitely chit chat with her.
All right.
I will tell her stuff about my world, not necessarily about their world.
I see. Okay. Well, that's great. She's utterly fascinated by this. She's never met a man from another world before, of course. So, anyways, give me a perception check.
Good.
A notice check, I should say.
Notice check?
Yeah, give me a notice check.
All right. That is... And make sure that's a D10. Yep. Exploded. Oh. 14. 16.
Okay. You notice that the mayor is not wearing a wedding ring.
Aha.
But when you look more carefully, you can see she's got a little cheater band on. That little mark underneath the ring that looks like someone normally wears a ring, but they've taken it off.
Oh, so what is your production here? What do you produce on this island?
Oh, on this island, we produce primarily hardwood. And of course, we're a big shipping concern here. This is a location that we were, and there's a little bit of tourism. There is an Inuit village on the north side, descendants from the original people who used to live here. We are there is a military base, and where they kind of keep an eye on our friends over in the to the west of us, on the other side of the Aleutian Strait.
So that would be Russia?
It is actually the Soviet Union.
The Soviet Union. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is it your husband does?
Oh, my husband. Well, he is in fact a lawyer with the. She seems a little flustered with this. With the Kodiak Island conglomerate.
I'm not familiar with that.
Well, it's simply a large shipping concern that runs the island and interfaces with the American military base, and just basically make sure that everything here works just right.
I see.
And I was elected mayor for for the work I do for the people here on the island, and we also act as a kind of a a kind of a filter. There's a lot of people come to the island and looking for, basically looking for opportunities to for undersea employment. We're
Okay.
pretty close to Neptune City, so but Neptune City, rather than having, they have a very limited space under the dome there. So we basically help handle the HR aspects of a number of companies. So we're kind of a feeder. We also provide long-term transport back to their respective countries of people who might need long-term care. So we're just, in a way, we're kind of a feeder for Neptune City and a lot of the other mining and harvesting concerns that are in the North Pacific.
And how is life here on the island?
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, we have beautiful skies, fresh air. Air is so much better here than on back on the mainland. The trees are all protected, and so their wood is extremely valuable. They're harvested very, very carefully. Fishing's not bad, but nothing like the big, massive shipping concerns that the agri companies do. But there's a lot of sport fishing. We get a lot of people who come out here just for vacation purposes, to get away. There's matter of fact, there's at least a couple hundred vacation homes here for corporate execs and various people in the government and other things like that. So, but because they're not here all the time, the island is surprisingly it never feels crowded. There's always lots of space and
if there was one thing about the world that you could change, what would it be?
Well, world peace, of course.
Well, besides that, everybody wants world peace. I'm talking you specifically.
Oh, me specifically? Oh, I just wish there were more opportunities for women. A lot of people, when I ran for mayor, thought I was, running on the coattails of my husband, who's an important lawyer in the legal department in the corporation. But so there's a sense of more, the women are forced into more traditional roles, except except for the mining. There's a lot of opportunities for women in mining, but it's not really the kind of environment you want to raise kids in.
Very true.
So
the world where I received my training and where my companions come from, there are a lot of women in leadership roles throughout the world.
Mm-hmm.
Not just in politics, but also in corporations, the military, and private entities.
Well, that all sounds wonderful. I hope to hear more about that. And right about this time, somebody basically comes up and says, "My, honey, you look so beautiful." He says, "Have you been entertaining our guest?" and she says, "Oh, hi, hon." He says, "Alpin Wixx, this is Willie Temperance, my husband." He says, "Yes, I came straight over. We're probably going to be joined for after for cocktails by the colonel over from the base. But I just had to run over here and make sure this rogue here wasn't trying to steal you away from me." And she's like, "Oh, no, no, no," as she carefully holds her hand, over her other hand. And she says, "Well, and she says, please have a seat, honey, and maybe you can show Mr. Wixx here, our Alpin, our the fine, some of the finer drinking fare we have here. Get some cocktails for all of us. I've got to go to the ladies' room." And so she gets up and she runs off, and basically Willie sits down and says, "How's it going, Alpin, isn't it?"
Yes.
Okay. "How's it going, Alpin?"
Well, it's going fairly well.
I mean, less than 24 hours ago, you were like abducted. So I imagine anything's a big improvement over that.
Oh, definitely.
And so he looks at you and he says, "So you're from another world, is what I've been told."
Yes.
"So what do you think of our world?"
Haven't seen much of it.
Well, I mean,
what I see here, I like.
Oh, good. Well, we like this place too. So you haven't been like to to the mainland? You haven't been to any to see anybody over in Washington or anything like that?
I have not.
Well, he says, I'm so happy to hear that. I mean, we're that means that we have first shot at you. I'm sorry, that's not a triggering phrase for you, is it? I mean, you got abducted and all.
First shot for what?
To form a long-standing financial relationship with your world.
It seems like that, and I motion around at the yachts and stuff like that. You have a good financial situation here. I'm not sure what we could do to increase your wealth.
I'm sure you can. I mean, we just haven't figured it out yet, and that's why I'm really glad. So, and he basically reaches into a pocket and he pulls out, a sheet of paper. He says, "I would just like, you, okay, to sign an intent to explore developing a financial relationship with my corporation. Would you be interested in doing that?"
I do not know what kind of promises my companions made with the mayor of Neptune.
Oh, this isn't with them.
So
this is with you.
But they are part of my group, and I am part of theirs.
Are you saying you need permission from them before you could sign a document that simply says it's your intent to do this?
I would like to know my options.
Well, you have many, many options, but I can guarantee you that one of the best ways to keep people from taking advantage of you is to get yourself in association with a company that has enough clout to look out for your best interests.
And your company has enough clout?
Absolutely.
Compared to the mayor of Neptune?
Oh, absolutely. That fellow, I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about him, but you have to understand that he has to has to do a tap dance every day with all the different companies that he works with. I mean, it's, you know, he's not looking out for anybody but himself. Okay?
So what's in it for me?
Well,
if I agree to attempt to work deals with you?
Well, he says the first thing that I think that you would be that we could say is he goes and reaches into another pocket and he opens up a case, and inside is a beautiful Rolex, jeweled, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. He says this would be yours, just because, just as
I'm going
a
to
show of appreciation. Just want you to know we're willing to have faith in you and what you can bring to the table, because we've, you know, no one's ever had somebody from another world. That in itself, I'm sure, is of great value. So we'd like the opportunity to help develop that aspect, that property, that cachet. Okay, and this is just a token of our appreciation of those possibilities. Here, please take it.
I'm going to read the document.
Okay. The document basically says that that you will receive a 1% net remuneration of any sale of any product that is developed from information that originates with you from your world, or from your you know, and that if you act as a emissary or a representative of the company, in other words, a, you know, spokesperson, you will receive a $1 million a year new buck salary. But it is, you know, that this is an exclusive contract, that, you know, that you will forego any associations with any other corporation, and any other entity, either political or religious, that, you know, you essentially will be limiting your interactions, you know, in this sense, you know, to you know, through this company. Basically, you do it through the company.
Okay, so basically it's saying that I will not go through any other corporation except for this one for any type of sales or trade deals or anything like that, correct?
Or you know, any kind of, you know, saying that I approve of this product or that product or whatever else like that. It's basically an exclusive contract.
Right, right.
And that basically they're offering you $1 million new dollars for that, and 1% of any of the net profit from anything that is developed from any information that originates from you.
Okay, so answer me this: the new dollars or new bucks, whichever you call it, is it a universal money?
It is the money that is used throughout the major corporations. So in that sense, it's very much like a universal money. It's a separate money that was developed because due to the events in the last 40 years, there was a huge inflationary spiral that occurred.
Okay.
And rather than you having to carry around wheelbarrows full of pesos and yen and dollars and things like that. The new bucks is the currency that is most accepted throughout the world. New bucks are accepted in every country, in every corporation, every place where things are bought or sold. It is in a sense a universal, and it is backed up by the international consortium of corporate development.
Okay. I will consider your offer, and I will get back to you on this. But I do promise you that before I accept anyone else's offer, if anyone else offers, I will speak to you first.
Well, thank you very much. He also takes out a card that has his phone number on it. He says, you can reach me at that number day or night.
Okay. I will slip the card in a pocket.
Okay. And yes, that nice little vest pocket with the little silk thing sticking out. Okay. And he says, please, he says, please wear the watch. It's yours. It's a gift.
I will put it on.
It fits you perfectly. It's almost as if somebody knew the exact measurements of your wrist.
Oh, somebody probably did. The suit guy.
Right. And somebody contacted the suit guy before they hit up the watch place. So yeah, you see a lot of things. A lot of wheels are turning behind the scenes.
Yep.
All right. So, anyways, the mayor, Gail, comes back, and you notice that she is proudly wearing her wedding ring now.
I do not mention that she had it off before.
I'm sure she appreciates that a lot.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, so a little later, you will also be joined by the guy who's the colonel.
The military liaison.
Well, yeah, he's the head of the Coast Guard base there on the island, because there's a big Coast Guard base there on Kodiak Island, Alaska, and his name is Gabe Megan.
What's his name?
He's Colonel Gabe, Gabe, Megan, Maegan.
Is it my turn to be a butthead? Coast Guard uses that.
All right. So, anyways, and he's and he shows up and basically with a couple of men who basically keep coming over and handing him pieces of information, little sheets of paper, as he's talking to you, and he basically, you have pretty much the same conversation without the whole financial thing. He's mostly interested in trying to get as much information from you about where it was that you were at, how long it took you to get to to Kodiak Island from where you were in your submersible. What was where is that submersible? Things like that. So basically, a lot of information like that. And while he's doing it, some people are, like I said, some of his men are coming out of a side room and they're passing him information. Okay. Anyways, you guys back at Neptune City, suddenly, as you've been like checking over these encyclopedias and such, watching the news and everything else, the mayor comes in and says, "Great news, everyone! Your friend, Mr. Wixx, has been rescued."
Wow! Wait, what happened? Where was he? Did you find him? Like, did he escape
Is
or
he alive?
He
kill some rebels?
According to the information I have, he escaped the rebel stronghold, the terrorist stronghold, and made his way in a commandeered submersible to Kodiak Island, Alaska. Not very far away, actually. And and he's currently being wined and dined by the mayor of the island, and also her husband. And I've been told that the head of the Coast Guard base there on the island is prepared to bring him back to us here in Neptune City as shortly. I mean, I believe they're having dinner right now, but after that, and he's being asked some questions about the terrorists and such. Definitely before the end of the day, he should be back in your loving embrace.
Well,
great news, don't you think?
At least we know he's alive.
Yeah.
That is great news.
From what I've been told, he's alive and he's in good health, and he's sporting a really nice suit. As a matter of fact, here's a picture that came in through the fax line, and he shows you basically a fax version of the Polaroid that was taken of him there at the yacht club.
Ooh, cool.
I guess you really don't have internet here.
Can I keep this?
Well, it looks. Well, Mark, your worst fears have been realized.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. It looks pretty good. And
I like.
glad he's okay.
Yeah, he's
Mark.
Sitting there. Yeah, he's sitting there in apparently a full suit, not in his armor that you saw when you left, and
I like collecting weird things.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways,
Indrani looks at Mark and says, "Mark, your worst fears have been realized."
Which is?
Alpin has mind control powers.
What?
What?
How else do you explain his escape, getting wined and dined, getting a new suit? Everyone's treating him like a king.
Wine and dine makes sense as long as they know who he is, because we're all famous when we come to this world, or like half the world.
We have.
Now, how he escaped, I don't know.
Well, like I was saying,
I wouldn't assume somebody has mind control powers or psychic powers just because they managed to escape from someplace.
You did with me.
We've escaped from places, I think.
Yeah, but you thought I had great powers, and I told you I really don't.
With great power comes great responsibility.
I couldn't have done what Alpin did. Not easily, anyway.
Well, we really don't know what happened to him. We're just gonna have to talk to him instead of all this speculating.
Right.
And, I mean, speculating is fun.
Well, of course, you're probably going to end up speculating anyways. So, but yeah, it still isn't. It's not being hit up on the news channel. None of the news channels mention Alpin's rescue or until a little bit later, like the 11 o'clock news. Then all of a sudden there is a report about the fact that one of the strangers from another world has apparently done a little sightseeing at Kodiak Island, Alaska, and they actually showed some nice pictures. I mean, like him there, standing between the mayor and her husband, and so forth. And
I say to the party.
yeah, apparently he was having a really good time.
Maybe he made a deal with the rebels.
In a very well tailored suit and everything.
Very well. Well, it's actually not a very well tailored suit. It's not bespoke because they didn't have time to do that. So, but they were able to at least give you a decent hem on your sleeve and on the bottom. But it definitely could use a little more work. If you want, but it's a high quality suit, so it would actually be worthwhile financially speaking for you to go and get it tailored.
Oh, definitely.
So, yeah. All right. So anyway, and actually, as he promised, the mayor promised, about 11:30, the doors are flung open and in walks the mayor, with Alpin.
Hey.
Still dressed in his suit with his luggage in bags and stuff with the name of the men's shop from Kodiak Island, Alaska on it, and he's wearing these nice new shoes, leather, polished to a shine. He looks like $100, and he's got something.
Tell us what happened.
He's got something really shiny on his wrist.
You look like
when you first look at it, you wonder if maybe he's got handcuffs or something. But no, that shiny is something else.
Nope, different kind of handcuff.
Different kind of shiny.
A
wristwatch.
Sure.
It's a very high-end wristwatch.
I guess they still have them here.
Hey guys, miss me?
Like hell. Why the fuck did
Honestly,
you let
we
yourself
did,
get
but we were wondering, what's up? How do you escape, even on your own?
Oh, they underestimated me.
They underestimated the power of Alpin. Alpin power. No? Fine. I tried. Oh.
This ought to get good.
So, seriously, what happened?
Oh, they underestimated me.
Yeah, the mayor, by the way, is sitting right there.
I will tell them exactly what I've been telling everybody else.
Yeah, they've been underestimating him. Mark, what do you think happened? Shush.
Well, I don't know.
Not sure.
Later.
Not sure.
Well, it's definitely not like the last world.
Yes.
Oh, says the mayor. What was that world like?
Didn't you get kidnapped there too?
Oh, yeah. It was desert. It was a bit crazy, and the wildlife there was trying to kill you constantly.
Yeah, they're going to have to X-ray him to make sure he doesn't have a crystal in him.
Why would you do that, Mark?
Yeah, why would you do that, Mark?
Whatever you're saying over there,
Mike, man.
I am not.
I said,
I'm not answering them because
first
I don't
said,
particularly feel like talking about Meller in front of these guys here on the planet.
Okay.
Right.
I was saying that we all look at Mark like he's the one that's gone crazy this time.
Well, to be fair, all
and then
of us
I
have
also
gone
said,
crazy.
better put this crystal where they won't find it.
Oh.
I mean,
Now, what was the mayor saying?
No, I'm saying
he's sitting right there.
The mayor's right there. Mayor
right.
Mani Savash.
Mayor McCheese.
What?
Jinx.
Good old Mayor McCheese.
Mayor
Oh, Mary
McCheese.
McCheese.
Very good.
I swear, this episode and last episode are still food
McDonald's is
themed.
old enough that I bet they've got that here.
What,
You guys
McCheese?
still have McDonald's?
Do they have McDonald's here? Gotta
Of
know.
course they do.
They're the only corporation that serves food in this world.
He says we
I thought it all was Taco Bell.
we have the finest, and they serve the McBurger.
A McBurger.
Yes, it's made out of McMeat.
Well,
Right.
it was always made out of McMeat, so
Bruce, when you get a chance, could you put Mayor Gail and her husband's name in chat for me, please?
Oh, sure.
and her husband Ruprecht.
Actually, it's
Oh
Willie.
no.
I say on our world, although our world has some ecological troubles, McDonald's still does serve actual beef in their burgers.
Well,
Most places.
I suppose you could call it beef.
It's
And we
some sort of
definitely call it
meat.
beef back home.
Some sort of meat.
It's I say it's McMeat.
It's McMeat.
Two double patties, secret sauce.
Don't look up pink slime, whatever you do.
Okay. Anyways, the mayor says, hey, Alpin, as soon as, first thing in the morning, because I know you must be exhausted by now, the first thing in the morning, we would like you to look over some mugshots of people that we think are members of the terrorist organization, and if you can identify any of them, that would help us definitely in our ongoing efforts to eradicate this scourge from the seas.
Well, I know most of them were masked constantly when around me.
All right.
But not all of them, right?
There were one or two people in the area that I saw that didn't have masks, but
okay,
I don't think they were anything. I don't think they were a part of it.
Well,
all right.
It would still help us. Okay, so if you'd be so kind as to look,
Okay.
We appreciate that. As I say, it's an ongoing effort. After all, it's a little bit of a stain on poor Sergeant. Okay, I forgot. Captain Zim having people abducted. Especially people who were supposed to be being taken to a safe place, being abducted right under his nose, by these terrorists. So,
by the way, how did my driver? Did he survive?
Yes, he did.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
He was badly bunged up, but he's doing fine.
I dragged him out of the burning car. And
yeah,
he's been on my mind the entire time.
Always on my mind.
Before or after that dinner?
Well, I'm glad we can put that at ease. So,
you're always on my mind.
Anyways, you and of course, we would like to have a formal statement of your adventures, especially how you managed to escape, and any information that you can give us regarding where you can help us figure out where you were when you were where you were being held. Obviously, we know where you were abducted. It was right here.
As I had told the colonel, I saw a bunch of gemstones, and it seemed like I was underground.
Okay. Well,
All right.
any information is helpful. So, but I know you're tired. So we're gonna, just get a good night's sleep, and we'll get a fresh start tomorrow morning. And
Definitely.
Good night, everyone. I have to get my sleep too.
Have a good
All
night.
right.
I got lots of meetings early in the morning.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So just expect a visit from Captain Zim, and I'll see you sometime tomorrow.
All
It
right.
goes off, and the door. They close
Good night,
the
sir.
doors. And
Okay, Alpin, what the hell actually happened?
I don't think he's going to tell us while we're on this world. I guess he could. Well, no, because I speak English here.
they speak
I mean,
Persian
not
here.
primarily, but still.
Yeah, but
They
we
speak
don't.
English also.
Yeah, but we don't know if there's
Well, they
any.
don't have AI, so I don't think they can just immediately descramble it.
I mean,
Okay, well-
when Alpin went to Kodiak Island, Alaska, they were speaking English.
Well,
Well,
let's get
they're
somewhere.
speaking.
Let's get some privacy.
Yeah, 'cause
Let's
Okay,
go
we'll
somewhere
put
where we have some
put the
privacy.
cones of silence.
I'm
Cone of
actually
silence.
fairly famished.
You just ate a big ass steak.
Yeah, but I'm missing hot dog, New York deli style.
Oh, I heard those are disgusting.
When do you think
Lips
we
an
can
asshole.
go get some?
I believe
Is
that
this code?
Stucky's outside the IDET portal.
Yes, that's true.
Is this code? Are you speaking in code? That's
Blink
literally what Kit says.
Blink twice if you need help, Alpin. Both
Hot
psychological or actual help.
Oh boy. Ugh.
Well,
Hey, I feel like
Pudding?
Fred and George have much more company here.
You guys all could go into like one of the bathrooms and like turn on the shower real loud or something.
oh, that's
Play music on one of your devices or something.
Good.
Kind of drown out things so you can.
Smoky Mountain
Even
Rain.
if they're listening, they
Okay.
might have trouble hearing.
That's an interesting way of going about it.
Again, without that powerhouse of PC computer development, this world actually is behind you on a lot of the computer stuff.
Okay.
So on some George Strait, that'll kill anybody
I'm
listening.
gonna make sure the Rolex is sealed up in a briefcase too.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think it's funny that you think they would have had time to bug that Rolex.
Hey, you never know. All they would have had to do was just get a new band put on it.
He's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The Rolex itself could have been bugged.
And yet,
but
you kept it.
Yeah, why wouldn't he? It's worth $15,000. Who knows how many in new bucks?
15,000 new bucks. I don't know what that means.
Give me a moment.
Be
right back.
See what it is in
All right.
In whatever currency he chooses is his regular currency. United States.
Well.
Okay, so are you planning on doing anything more with Alpin tonight?
I was just going to ask him if he would actually fill us in on what happened. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yes. If we can find a place to do it.
Well, like I said, I mean there are bathrooms and you can't turn the shower on.
Boy.
You can run music and you can do a
Bruce,
lot of things.
Bruce,
Yes,
you
sir.
can dance if you want to.
How far away are we from the portal?
You can't be more than a half a mile.
Go through the portal.
Leave your friends behind.
Well, you'll have to leave the building first.
Oh, we can do
Yeah.
that, can't we?
They might. Well, I'm sure they would resist that. They would insist on you having an appropriate security detail and stuff like that.
They can do so at
Yeah.
least until
You would find them much more tractable if you actually, made a request so they could,
Well, we could just have Alpin use his mind powers and get us out of here.
Oh, definitely, sure, yes.
If you want to suddenly make a big stink about it, they might scramble. But they're going to ask you to wait till the morning, and especially until after Alpin has had a chance to talk to the security people about his experience, so they can get down all the details.
Yeah.
So I mean, they would really they're going to push back really hard if you don't wait until at least mid morning when they've had a chance to do that. So I'm just saying, are you going to try to leave tonight, like right away?
No, I think we should wait till mid morning.
All right. Okay.
Put in a request now.
But you should tell them now that you want to do that.
Yes. We'd like to go back to we'd like to go back to the portal. We have something urgent we have to do.
No, not necessarily something urgent, but
we must
just
go check on something that requires all of us.
Yeah, we've got time.
We have to check back in, otherwise they'll send the assault force through.
Exactly.
They'll be looking for us.
Okay. All right.
Somebody's mother.
All right, we'll do that.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just assume that you guys do get some sleep. Tomorrow morning, you tell them, why don't you write me out something, Pat? Just basically say, this is what I'm actually telling them, so I have a record.
All right.
So you can keep your lies straight. And then they will take you over to the portal, and you can go through the portal. Again, there's going to be a whole lot of people that just are camped around where the portal is. At least a couple of newspaper types that are hanging around. So when you guys show up, they're going to be wanting to ask questions and stuff. So if you guys, we'll pick up at that point next time. So if you guys want to yell at anything before you go through the portal, it says, "Viva la resistance!" and jump through the portal. That's up to you. I mean, I'm not telling you.
Clearly, green is people.
There you go.
Meha.
Yeah.
Republican.
Yeah. I'm too busy laughing at all of these.
I mean, there was this adventure in Bureau 13 where I yelled out, "Read my lips, no new taxes," because we were in the past and we needed to find somebody else who was stuck in the past.
You can always say, "McBurger is people."
McBurger is people. McMeat is people.
See how they spin that one.
McMeat is people.
Oh, of course, he says, yes, everything. We
of course
definitely rely on our people here at McBurger, McDonald's. He says, and a little bit of everybody who works here goes into East Burger. So of course our McBurgers are people.
It would be amusing if they actually imported McDonald's burgers to this world because it's delicacy.
Well, that's something you could do. You could
we can import Taco Bell though.
You could bring back a whole lot of frozen meat or whatever. It's not like they don't have cattle on this world, but I'm saying it's a lot. It's a lot rarer than it used to be because people were starving for a while. So yeah.
So I watched a documentary about how McDonald's hamburgers are made, and I'll never eat them again. So.
I watched a documentary on how they make sausage. Okay, and it was hideous.
I thought hot dogs were bad.
And I'm like, no, I don't care. I don't ever want to see the kitchen in a restaurant that I go eat at. I just want to.
I do.
Ignorance is bliss.